Cricket has always been called the gentleman's game, a sport built on respect, discipline, and fairness. Players are taught from a young age to accept the umpire's decision, even when they believe it's wrong. No arguing, no crowding, no drama. Or at least that's how it used to be. Because cricket also has a darker side, a side where one raised finger, one missed edge, or one wrong calculation didn't just upset a player. It changed matches, it changed tournaments, and in some cases, it changed cricket history forever. Today, we revisit some of the worst umpiring decisions ever seen in cricket, moments so controversial that fans are still arguing about them years later. And as we go through these incidents, ask yourself one question: were these just human mistakes or something more?
Given out after a clear edge. Let's begin with a moment that left English fans furious. In March 2008, during an England versus New Zealand one-day international in New Zealand, the contest was finely balanced. The ball was moving, the pressure was high, and every wicket mattered. At the crease was Andrew Strauss, England's dependable top-order batsman. Not flashy, not reckless, just composed, risk-free batting, exactly what the situation required in an ODI chase. A delivery angled back in. Strauss pushed forward defensively. Nick. The sound was unmistakable. The ball brushed the inside edge of the bat before striking the pad. New Zealand appealed loudly for LBW, and instantly the finger went up. Out. Strauss stood still. He knew. Everyone watching knew. That ball had touched the bat first. There was no argument, only disbelief, because at that time there was no DRS, no review system, no second look. When the replay appeared on the big screen, it confirmed the truth. Clear inside edge. LBW should never have been given. England lost a crucial wicket. Momentum shifted immediately, and the damage was done. It wasn't poor batting, it wasn't exceptional bowling, it was simply a costly umpiring error.
Virender Sehwag, edge ignored, LBW given. Next, we move to one of cricket's fiercest rivalries, India versus Australia. In December 2003, during the Border Gavaskar Trophy Test Series in Australia, the atmosphere was hostile and unforgiving.
Watching from the non-striker side.
Sehwag.
Batsman.
Sehwag, without question.
At the crease was Virender Sehwag, one of the most destructive openers the game has ever seen. A batsman capable of turning a match upside down in a single session. Charging in from the other end was Glenn McGrath, accurate, ruthless, relentless. McGrath bowled an in-swinger. Sehwag went across the line to play it. The ball clearly brushed the bat and then struck the pad. Australia appealed. The umpire hesitated, then raised his finger. LBW. Out. Sehwag immediately shook his head. He knew there was an edge. Even a few Australian fielders looked unsure. But once again, no DRS, no review, no justice. Slow-motion replays later showed a clear deflection off the bat. India had lost one of their most dangerous players, not because of skill, but because of a missed edge. And in matches between India and Australia, moments like this don't just affect the scoreboard, they fuel anger, mistrust, and history itself. Andrew Flintoff, out without touching the ball. Now let's talk about a decision so shocking that even neutral fans struggle to believe it. In June 2008, during an England versus New Zealand test match in England, Andrew Flintoff, England's all-round warrior, was at the crease. The bowler delivered a ball well outside off stump. Flintoff pushed defensively. The ball missed the bat by a huge margin, straight through to the wicket-keeper's gloves. The keeper appealed, and unbelievably, out, caught behind. Flintoff just stared. The crowd fell silent. When the replay appeared, the truth was undeniable. Daylight between bat and ball. No edge, no deflection, nothing. This wasn't a marginal call. It wasn't a maybe. It was completely wrong. Even the commentators couldn't hide their disbelief. The decision entered cricket folklore, not as controversy, but as comedy. A reminder that sometimes umpires don't just get it slightly wrong, they get it spectacularly wrong. 1992 World Cup semifinal. The rain rule disaster. Sometimes a bad decision doesn't remove a player. Sometimes it removes an entire team. In March 1992, during the Cricket World Cup semifinal between South Africa and England in Sydney, South Africa were chasing a target. They were in the game. They were fighting. Belief was still alive. Then rain arrived. Play stopped. At that moment, South Africa needed 22 runs from 13 balls, difficult but absolutely achievable. When play resumed, the target was recalculated, and suddenly, South Africa needed 22 runs from one ball. Yes, one ball. The old rain rule, now remembered as one of the worst systems ever used in cricket, had destroyed the match. There was no appeal, no review, no justice. The game was over before it even restarted. South African players stood helpless. Fans were heartbroken. That single decision didn't just end a World Cup campaign, it defined decades of South African World Cup heartbreak. January 2008 Sydney Test, India versus Australia. If there was ever a match that exposed everything wrong with umpiring before technology, it was January 2008 Sydney Test between India and Australia. This test had everything: drama, tension, anger, and controversy. Andrew Symonds edged the ball cleanly. MS Dhoni took a sharp catch. Not out. Later, Ricky Ponting edged another delivery. Again, clear edge. Not out. Symonds was then stumped twice, once by Anil Kumble, once by Harbhajan Singh. Both times, not out. India were furious. Then came India's batting collapse of injustice. Rahul Dravid was given LBW. Replays showed the ball missing the stumps. Sourav Ganguly was given caught. The ball had touched the ground. Wrong decision after wrong decision. After the match, both on-field umpires were suspended, but the results stayed. India lost the test, and trust in umpiring took a massive hit. Big Bash League. Wrong LBW on a reverse sweep. Even in the era of technology, mistakes still happen. During a Big Bash League match in the 2020 season in Australia, a batsman attempted a reverse sweep. The ball hit the bat first, then the pad. The umpire instantly gave LBW. Replays showed clear bat-first contact, ball missing the stumps, yet the decision stood. It proved one uncomfortable truth. Technology doesn't fix bad decisions if it isn't used properly.
Third umpire error, a run-out that was never out. Third umpires are meant to be flawless. Multiple angles, slow motion, zoomed-in footage. And yet, during an India versus West Indies international match in the late 2010s, a batsman was clearly inside the crease. The third umpire reviewed it and still gave him out. Players were stunned. Commentators were speechless. It went down as one of the worst third umpire decisions cricket has ever seen. July 2019 World Cup Final, the overthrow that changed everything. Now we arrive at one of the most debated moments in cricket history. The 2019 Cricket World Cup Final, played in July 2019 at Lord's, England versus New Zealand. Ben Stokes played a desperate shot. The throw from the deep deflected off his bat and raced to the boundary. The umpires awarded 6 runs, but according to the rules, only 5 should have been given. That extra run tied the match. The super over followed. England won the World Cup. Later, the umpire admitted the mistake. 1 run, 1 decision, 1 World Cup. Conclusion: umpires are human. Mistakes will happen. But when mistakes decide matches, series, World Cups, the consequences last forever. That's why technology matters. That's why accountability matters. Now, tell us, which decision shocked you the most? Do you believe some mistakes were intentional or just human error? Share your thoughts below. And thank you for watching.